Hello and welcome to another step-by-step how to tie tutorial video. This is what I am calling the MacSheedy's Supreme Bloodworm. This is a size 10 Gallic Supreme hidden bend rudder hook. This is a number 70293 XHBR, size 10. For a tying thread, I am just using a simple basic red waxed thread. For the inner body and for those sparkly ribs, those are Peacock Herl. The main part of the body is a 4-strand red floss. And to add a little bit of insurance and a little bit of security, I am also adding to the original pattern a little bit of small red UTC wire. This will add a little bit of durability. And the little beard there on the bottom is pheasant tail. So let's go ahead and remove our sample. Secure our blank hook. And like all good flies, it begins but with just a single wrap of thread. We'll start that behind the eye and take that up the bend here. Trim off our tag end, and the first piece of material we're going to tie in is that red wire ribbing. So we'll go ahead and secure that right behind that bend and run that along the shank of the hook to the bend. Secure that out of the way. Move our thread forward and we'll tie in our red silk floss. What I like to do is start here at the bend. I'll take a wrap, adjust my length for the most part, leaving myself plenty at the back end, and I'm just going to fold this back over itself and run this along the shank of the hook, leaving the short tag end on the bottom and the remainder of the silk floss on top. Get that nice and secured. Alright, run our thread forward. We're going to go down the hidden bend halfway and we will tie in our Peacock Herl. I have 4 strands. Seems to be the magic number when it comes to working on the size 10. You will want to adjust accordingly to a different size hook if you go bigger or smaller. Alright, we're going to cast that on, run this along the shank of the hook all the way to the bend as well, and take our thread forward. We'll get to our tips there. Go ahead and just break those off at this point. We're going to do touching wraps with the Peacock Herl. We want a good, solid, even coverage. Be very careful around the tip of that hook. That's a known culprit for breaking off Peacock Herl. But you don't have to take my word for it. Alright, run this the full length of the body. Just behind the eye. And we'll take a couple securing, locking wraps there. And we can trim off our excess Peacock Herl. Okay, now we're going to come through with our floss to do our ribbing, and since we went our standard direction for our Peacock Herl, we're going to do counter wraps with the floss. And these will not quite be touching wraps. You do not want these to touch. We want just a little bit of that Peacock Herl to stick through in between each wrap. You might have to twist and rotate your floss to get it to lie flat and even. That's one of the advantages of keeping it on the bobbin. Run this all the way forward. We can go ahead and secure that down. And trim off our waist nice and close. Okay, now we're going to do our counter wraps with our red wire. This will be forward. Now this is optional. This just adds, I believe, just a little bit of security to this fragile floss into that Peacock Herl. And I chose red to blend right in with the rest of the Bloodworm. Just for added security. Take that right up to behind the eye, and we can secure that down. And we will remove our extra. Fold that wire down. Got a little bit of stray fibers up here. We'll give those a trim. We'll trim off our tail. Just a small little nub on the bottom. And this time we won't forget our pheasant tail. I'm going to take about, I don't know, 8 pheasant tail fibers. Line up your tips and trim those off. These are going to get secured on the bottom. I like to line them up right with the bend of the hidden bend. Couple of wraps to secure that down nice and tight. And we'll turn our hook a little bit, trim that off. Beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and build up a little bit of a bump on the front. We'll build a small little head, securing everything down up front. And lock everything off with a 1, 2, 3 whip finish. One, two, three. That's all it needs. Remove our tying thread. I'm going to come in with a little bit of UV clear thin. And we're just going to secure that head down with a small little bubble of the UV clear. Quick zap with the flashlight with the torch. Alright, there you have it. That is what I am calling the MacSheedy's Supreme Bloodworm. Be sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching. Happy tying, and with this one, tight lines.